What are the pros and cons of hiring Ryan Johnson? Are Ryan Johnson and the Buffalo Sabres weighing whether to make mutual adjustments now that the player's college season is over? Devon Levi had his watch ticked last month and signed with the team shortly after wrapping up his collegiate season. Since then, the goalie's solid performance has been evident, with a .904 save percentage and a goals against average of 3.17. There is a good possibility that he will start the 2023-24 season as the team's main goalkeeper. With Ryan Johnson's watch now ticking, the question is whether he will sign with the Sabres. Should that occur, is it a good idea for both parties to go together, or would it be better to mutually agree to part ways, allowing the Sabres to get a second-round pick as compensation? Should the Buffalo Sabres consider signing Ryan Johnson? There are pros and cons to consider. The first argument in favor is obvious: Sabres need defenders in their player pool. While they have some promising names like Nikita Novikov, Vsevolod Komarov and Mats Lindgren, none seem to be as ready to play in the NHL as Johnson. While Johnson can be expected to play at least one season in Rochester, there is a good chance he could make it to the NHL as early as the 2024-25 season. The signing of Johnson would bring the Sabres a player capable of regularly cleaning up the puck once he makes the leap to the NHL, something they've struggled with all season. Additionally, their defensive zone play has and will continue to improve, which would be huge for a team that has struggled defensively this season. Adding Johnson to the Sabres' starting lineup rotation would also result in another first-round pick alongside Owen Power, Rasmus Dahlin and Henri Jokiharju. Mattias Samuelsson, who was selected as the 32nd overall pick, would also have been a first-round pick if the selection had taken place in 2021. With the signing of Johnson, the Sabres would have 5 defensemen selected in the top 32, as well as the possibility of selecting at least one more great defensive player in this season's draft. The obvious downside would be that the Sabres would not have a compensatory second-round pick, since Johnson was a draft from the start and when he was selected he was still very raw. While the compensatory second-round pick in the 2024 draft could provide the Sabres with a less raw player with less of a learning curve, that decision is quite complicated. However, given the Sabres' dire need for more defenders in their prospect pool, the pros far outweigh the cons. Johnson is a former first-round pick who, while a draft when selected in 2019, has made great strides during his time at the University of Minnesota.